The impact of Nigerian cinema. Well, okay. I'm very shy, so let's start. Okay, I'm not wearing my shoes either. I guess some of you would say to yourself, this should be nice, or this is who's talking, not the shoes. So focus on Nigerian cinema and leave everything else. The shoes are not important. That is an impact of the movie that you probably would watch someday. A German expressionist said, "The ability to simplify means to eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak. In other words, less is more." Someone would say, Nigerians are loud, they scream, they pop champagne and yet in public, they behave like really funny. But the truth is, in the Nigerian cinema, in that industry, we had nothing. But it's really simple. All we tried to do was tell simple human stories. As a growing child, I watched my father play lawn tennis, and then when it was 8 p.m., just about 8 p.m., he'd say to me, "Dottie, we have to hurry home." Dottie was his pet name for me, meaning daughter. And why? To watch cockcrow at dawn. A lot of you here might not know what cockcrow at dawn is, except your parents told you that if you are Nigerian. But when you get a chance, look it up. It is a TV series, Nigerian TV series that aired in the 80s. And it kept a lot of families together. At least when busy people would go out, mothers, fathers, they had one time when they'd be together, 8 p.m. watching cockcrow at dawn. There'd be laughs and more laughs. Even when dad and mom had a spat, cockcrow at dawn wasn't in between this. They'd watch it in silence, but they'd watch it. I do not intend to go into the history of the Nigerian cinema, but I dare say, I'm not in academia. Sorry, and that's to my husband, who's in academia, and to all the academics here, professors and all of you. I'm just an actor. So the history would be very little. I dare say that the likes of Ola Balogun, Hubert Ogunde, Adeyemi Afalayan had cut their teeth in the art of simple storytelling. But the second generation filmmakers took that mantle and embraced ideas from their predecessors and told the same stories with a spin on how society in Nigeria has evolved. They told simple stories. They still tell simple stories with moral hang-ups and tranquility entrenched in the modern Nigerian society. Things like love, hate, sorrow, joy, infidelity, loyalty, and laughter. You laughed. And these things occupy a space in our cinemas today, our home theaters, and eventually our mindsets. Okay, let's see this work. Okay, they said I should return our script. There they come. That's Reloaded up there, a movie I did. It was one of my first movies, or it was really my first official movie, Reloaded. It earned me an honor nomination for Best Actress in a leading role. I didn't think it would. I didn't know it would have any impact on anybody. But I found out that a lot of wives loved me for it, just because of the role that I played. A woman who decided she would cut short her husband's cheating ways, infidelity. It's common. People say, oh, let them cheat. My character said, no, he will not cheat. This is my husband. So she decided to fight him. I'm not asking to fight, that was the character. But women loved her because she spoke the minds of a lot of women. She said the things that they wouldn't say. She stood up for them. And they connected to her. They felt her pain. They saw her as them. They saw themselves in her. Then there's phone swap, which is more recent. Incidentally, the director of Afolayan is a son of Adeyemi Afolayan. See that thread? He passed on to his son. I actually got impacted by that movie. I finally became proud of who I am as a woman. I have my hair on. I stopped being fazed by what the media made me believe was beautiful. Long hair. That wasn't mine. Long, lovely, either Brazilian or... Sorry? Indian hair, Peruvian hair. It was slavery. But I had to be emancipated. And Francois did that for me. Because the character had locks. It was her hair. And she loved it. I had to love it to become her. And I realized that a lot of girls now love their hair. They're free. And more are becoming free. And then there was the meeting, which was a satirical comedy. Some would call it a dramedy. It actually tried to throw more light on the red tapeism in Abuja, the central capital of Nigeria. You want a business, you want to see the minister, you pay the receptionist some money. Why do you have to? It's your country. The minister's there to work for you, isn't he? Yeah. So why do you have to pay money to a receptionist to see the minister? But then the girlfriend will saunter in and walk straight into his office. Well, I played that character. Well, now I know why. So a lot of people could talk about it eventually and would kick against it and would be able to walk into an office and say, listen, he's serving me, not the other way around. I will not pay you to see him. He's only there because I want him there. So that's what the cinema does for you. Then there's Journey to Self, a story of 5 women. We all know we love to gossip. Women, that is. I love my gossip too. But in this case, the women would never tell themselves the truth. They don't talk about other things but themselves. In Journey to Self, one death made them speak their hearts to themselves. They realized that there's always a turning point in your life where you need to ask yourself questions. You need to seek the truth within you. Because you get carried away by a lot of things. Chico said it. He said it. Well done you. He said it. Everyone's talking about the same thing. Nothing's going to happen in one day. In Journey to Self, it tells you that if you do not work hard, if you decide that because you're young and pretty, you're going to marry a rich man so you can spend his money, you can as well die. So that's what Journey to Self did. And incidentally, in all those movies, I was never married. Then, there's Mr. and Mrs. Okay, some of you would know there's a movie in Hollywood called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We kicked out the Smiths. And this is a story of a woman who was relegated to the kitchen. I love the kitchen personally. I don't see anything wrong with it. If that's where someone relegates you to, make it your strength. No one's going to tell you the kitchen is for the woman who doesn't know anything. So that's what Mr. and Mrs. did for me. It made me realize that cooking wasn't a sin, but it was an empowerment. Mr. and Mrs. made a lot of women love themselves. If a man decided he was going to be naughty, she gave me the ropes. She said, go, be naughty. He couldn't. So that was another approach. I remember a woman who walked up to me and said, thank you so much for what you've done for my marriage. Okay. I was like, I haven't been with any married man. Is she trying to say I've done something? Then she goes, no, you went to move Mr. and Mrs. I'm like, yes. And I smiled. I'm like, yes, okay, no mistaken identities here. This is me. And she went on, and then she started crying. The point where she cried was when she said to me, I had left him. I had gone. I have 3 kids, but I had left him. My friend showed me the movie. And I decided to fight one more time. Sometimes all you need to do is just a little push, and you can fight again. You can't stay down when you're down. The ability to rise up again is even more powerful than walking away. So that's what Mr. and Mrs. did for her, for so many other women. And now that I'm married, it's doing for me. And then there's broken. Stop looking at the shoes in here. There's broken. Broken is a story of a woman who. Yeah, okay, let's start it this way. It's okay to have a past. Your past will shape your future. There's no one without a story. It's okay to have a story. But do you make that story a strength? Or do you make it the last point where you never will rise again? Do you stop at that point and say to yourself, it's over? Like Chico said, and like he said, keep going. It's in cinema. Nigerian cinema tells you that. You cannot be a failure. And there's nothing like being a failure. There's nothing like being, oh, my past made me this. Oh, this is what happened to me yesterday, so today I'm not going to move forward. You'd be there alone, because everyone's going to pass you by. You need to buckle up, tie your laces, and run the race. So, Mariam was her name, the character. She was in a marriage, left the marriage, and left 3 kids. Abandoned them, literally. And moved on, and got married to someone else. And had children with him, and never told him that she had kids. Somewhere along the line, she finds out, like, her kids find out who she is, where she is, and she gets to watch her son die by hanging. She watches another one deteriorate mentally. She's forced to tell her husband. I got an email I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I'm not quite sure now of my dates. I'm just an actor. And a lady said to me, thank you so much for Britain. I really liked it. I said, well, thank you so much for watching. It's an honor, it's really humbling. You know the words we use, sometimes when you don't feel it, but we use them. And she said, is it okay if I keep writing? Yes, sometimes I don't want to listen. But then you're an instrument, you need to listen. So I said, yes, it's fine. She sent me an email and told me she didn't know how to tell her husband that she had a child before she married him. But she doesn't want anything to happen to that child, like things that happened in Brooklyn. So she wanted a way to tell her husband. We've been speaking. She still hasn't told her husband yet, but I know she will, because we are working towards it. It's going to happen, because her past is not going to change her future. It will only shape it. He's married to her. He's not going to walk away because of the child, I hope. But but I'm hoping she does it on time so that they can both be happy. So the impact of Nigerian cinema is such that it's embedded in your mind. You will never forget that you had to watch me speak and watch a pair of shoes as well. Do nothing. Would you forget that? No. So it somehow impacts. And then the one thing I'll never forget, never give up, is my hair. Thank you for coming from. Come after me.